We're glad to see you. As I said, better late than never.
Cheers. Happy Sunday Fun Day. The other thing we won't be able to do, because I am on a different software system, is be able, I think, to pull your comments up on the screen. I'm not sure. So maybe it'll just come in automatically and we'll be able to see them as you're typing. Oh, there's Sherry.
So can you hear us? That's the other thing, because
Yeah,
we had it tied,
exactly.
our audio tied to the other thing, so we're going to make sure it's tied to Facebook
So
now.
Sherry's here and Andrea's here and
Okay, good.
Deborah's here. There you are.
Our apologies. We don't know what happened. Some gremlin got into the computer.
Yeah, well, the other thing is we went out and bought another computer yesterday. Paul said, well, that'll be a good birthday present, because I'm trying to get a faster speed computer just to pick up the speed of the editing process, because it's such a long process. And so I've been kind of dealing between two, and I'm wondering if, because the other computer is still on in the other room, if that's where it's confused. I have absolutely no idea.
So we'll be flying blind. That means you can't put up any of the signs or
That's what
anything?
yeah,
Okay.
I can't access anything that I usually have, in the staging area or the green room or the waiting area, whatever you want to call it. So all of those fun things that I had prepared. There were some really good ones as far as the bumper stickers and bar
Yeah.
signs. So I'll put those up for you next weekend if we can get everything working. And I'll contact the software company. They have really good customer service, so I'll find out what went wrong. But in the meantime, it's great that you're here. We really appreciate that. So thank you.
So what else is in the news?
Well, I hope you've had a good weekend. What do you mean, what else is in the news?
Just to talk about.
Well, you can talk about what you gave me to put in the waiting area, because that's kind of exciting.
Oh, I forget already.
From YouTube.
Oh yes, 25, was it 25,000 views?
Yeah.
So another milestone was reached. I think I'm 20 away from 1,300 subscribers.
That's
So I
great.
have 1,280. But Judy has a big milestone.
Yeah, that was really exciting. So this weekend, I hit 2,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So Paul was, I think, more excited than I was.
That was amazing. It's great.
So
It's
it's slowly
great.
climbing. And I wanted to also tell you something that I'm going to do that's a little bit different. And that is, I'm going to, because I'm in the process of editing another video, which is another In the Kitchen with Paul and Judy video, and we actually might have to remake the recipe because someone deleted the video that was the crucial video that we needed for the end, that was sort of
Who would have done that?
I don't know. It's very sad. That's why we're late. I was crying. No. My eyes would be a lot more red if that were the case. But unlike photos that if you delete them on your phone, they go into a deleted file and they stay there for 2 weeks. Videos don't do that. When you delete a video, it goes away forever on all of your devices. So he learned a lesson the hard way.
So we'll have to cook it again.
You will have to cook it again.
No, wait a minute. You were first apron.
Yes, and it's your fault that I don't have the great end shot.
Tell you what, let's get you a new phone, because he always uses my phone for the video coming out of the oven, because it has a better camera.
Yeah, it's
So
a
let's
great
So let's
camera.
get you a new
Yeah,
phone.
well, my mistake
And I
was
won't have the pressure.
right after the video, right after we shot it all, I should have said, send me the video that's on your phone so nothing happens to it, then I'll put it in a little file. But anyway, what I am going to say in the positive note is I'll figure out another shot to get for my thumbnail. But the video is going to be a little screenshot of it. I'm going to upload on Instagram, and I'm going to give you the whole recipe on my Instagram page. So if you haven't gone there yet, if you have the little Instagram app, all you have to do is just look up Judy Crowell Style and you'll find it, and then there'll be the little icon. And we did a wonderful gluten-free lasagna.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yes. So I think LaDon and Glenn are going to be very happy with that one, because because I know that they eat gluten-free. So you'll find that before I even uploaded it onto YouTube, because the editing process is not done. But I'll give you the whole recipe and sort of that mouth-watering picture on Instagram. That'll happen later this afternoon. So that'll be ready for you.
Speaking of Instagram,
Yeah. What about it?
I know that you had a snafu with people trying to buy your socks, your workout socks. And that's
Yeah.
been worked out, and they can still get a discount. Is that
Yes.
correct?
And you know what?
Judy lives in them, by the way.
I do. Speaking of good customer service, They have great customer service. And I kept writing them and saying, I'm using Linktree, which is the little URL link in the bio on Instagram. And it's a blue link, you can't miss it. And I said, I'm telling people, because they ask me all the time about these workout socks, to go to this site and click on this box. And I said, and then they get there and it's frozen. She said, well, it's not happening to anybody else. So I tried it a different way, and I tried it a different way, and I would write her back and say, have you looked into the problem yet? Have you fixed it yet? A month went by. It would work on your desktop or a laptop computer, but it wouldn't work on a mobile device, whether it was Android or a, what do they call it? It's not the iPhone, but it's called, iOS device, iOS or Android.
Yeah.
So finally, a month and a half goes by, and they write to me and they say, we had our website guy look into it. He thinks he might have fixed the problem. Boom, just like that, it worked. So the little, what would you call me? Like the person who doesn't give up?
Oh, the
I'm a little engine that could.
Yeah.
I'm going to get their attention. I'm going to tell them there's something wrong. They're going to fix it. And sure enough, there was something wrong. So now if you click that link on my Instagram page, you go right to the socks and you can choose all
And you get the
different
discount,
kinds.
more importantly.
Yeah, you get a great discount. But thank you for remembering
Yes.
that, because that really was
I
frustrating.
know you were
for
happy
anybody
that
who
you got
tried.
that figured out.
Yes, and there were quite a number of people who do the workouts with me, so I'm sure that you'll be happy to know you can get right to it and get the 20% off at the checkout. So, Gletta, I'll go to your Instagram. Oh yeah, gluten-free lasagna.
Yeah.
I knew you would love that. I
And
knew
it's
you
very
would love
good.
that.
I, as a glutenful person,
Even like
approve it. It's very good. Yeah, tasty. And we have to give a shout out to Kyle and his girlfriend for turning us on to that recipe.
yes,
'Cause she's also gluten-free.
and there's a funny story in the video too. I don't know if I tell the whole story. Well, yeah, we weren't talking about her specifically, but we weren't home. I had gone to a class. Paul was doing something. Kyle was up on the computer. Oh no, you guys had gone golfing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And so she was the only one home, but Kyle had left out 2 different size pans so that she could have a choice of what she wanted to use. And everything else in the kitchen was pretty much self-explanatory. Hey, just look in the drawers, look in the cabinets, you'll find what you need. So I get home from my bar class and I'm smelling like something. I mean, it's smelling good in the kitchen, but it was like over good, not quite burnt, but I'm thinking, what's going on? Smoke. So she had used a little pan for a 9 by 13 inch lasagna recipe amount. So everything was overflowing. And so then she said, well, because I don't want her to hear. So we had put a baking pan. I'm trying to help her out. Gingerly raise it up so it doesn't just like bubble over the top. Get a baking pan underneath. Then even the way it was falling on the baking pan, it started to overflow from the baking pan. I'm thinking, oh my, it was so, I mean, it was delicious. I said, I have to have that recipe, but I'm going to use a different size pan when I make it. And she's so cute and she's very shy that she just kind of giggled. But it was really
fortunately,
funny.
we had lined the bottom of our oven with foil, which I
Yes.
recommend you do.
Yes, if you haven't done that,
Yeah.
it's a great idea just because you never know what's going to go wrong.
And then I had to replace with more foil.
So I just want to give a shout out to some names that I'm
Okay.
seeing come through. I'm sorry I'm not able to put the comments up on the screen today just because
Yeah.
we're going straight to Facebook Live directly. But Llewellyn and Leanne, Glenna, Nancy, Erin, Joyce, Nikita, Laura, Sherry, Gail, Sissy, Mariana. Oh my goodness, it's so nice to see all your names. I'm sorry if I forgot anybody because now I'm seeing it from the bottom, the newer ones that
Yeah.
are coming in. But we're so glad that you're here. Yeah, we've had some. I guess I always think to myself, we're not going to have anything to talk about, and then it ends up being lots to talk
Yeah,
about.
a lot to, well, it's what I said. I remember when we were at QVC and they had a tryout for new hosts. They did that every now and again. And then they had some journalist who was going through the process. And so I was the
Trainer.
Yeah, the conduit, I guess, and I put her through the thing and had her pick a product that she would talk about, and then she started and said about 3 seconds, 5 seconds worth of stuff, and said, I'm done. I'm out.
I can't think of anything
She
more
said,
that this thing could
how
do for you.
How do you continue? And I said, the secret isn't to get a host to talk, it's to get them to shut the hell up. So we're never at a loss for words, unfortunately.
Karen just joined. Patty joined. Marianne joined. Nancy. Yes, that is a funny lasagna story. And you guys, the recipe is so good. So it's worth trying. I can't tell you when I'm going to upload it because if I really do have to make the recipe again to get that spectacular shot, oh my gosh, coming out of the oven, I said, and if you can believe it, it actually smells even better than it looks, and it was bubbling like crazy.
Good, yeah.
But I'm planning to upload that on my YouTube channel this week, so you'll definitely be able to see it.
My latest, ironically, I didn't do a promo for this one. I said, I'll just wing it live.
Lucky you didn't break your neck trying to make it because now we had to use a different software system.
So I was wondering if I'm overdoing it because this was the mini series of Garnet Continues, and this is part 5.
I kind of rolled my eyes when I said, because he closed the door, I said, oh, wait, what's this one about? He said, it's another Garnet. And I closed the door. I'm like, you're going to drive him crazy
But
with
right
garnets.
now it's ranking second.
I know. How
Yeah.
about that?
So and this
interest.
was an interesting one because it's the grossular garnet, and within the grossular garnet group, there's 6 distinct different varieties. So you have your Hessonite, you have your Leuco garnet, which is a colorless garnet. You have your hydrogrossular garnet, which is a translucent to opaque. You have Marilani mint, which comes from Marilani Hills in Tanzania.
That sounds pretty.
Molly garnet, and then there's my favorite, one of my favorites of all time.
I think you'll be able to see
Oh,
it.
look at that.
Yeah.
That is a Savorite garnet,
Isn't that beautiful?
and that's worth the whole lesson.
Yeah.
But it's fun because I think that so many of you, and Tommy Lynch, one of the subscribers, every time I show him something new like that, he's like, yep, I got to have one of those. He's a collector, for sure. But I promise you, next week will be the last
Oh, of the Garnet
of
series?
the garnets because then I've run out of garnet.
And then do you know what else you're going to go to after that?
Yeah, I've had a couple of requests. One was for morganite.
Oh, yeah.
Another one was for fluorite.
Yeah.
So I will get
All good.
to some of the requests that you've had. Oh, I forgot to say the best part about this lesson. At the beginning of it, and I think Glenna already commented on this. I had somebody saying, Q&As, I do all that, and somebody wrote a comment and said, I wish you would leave the pictures of the gemstones
gemstones.
up a little longer. They're only like a couple of seconds. And I want to see the gems. I don't want to see the speaker. And I'm thinking, wait a minute.
I
I'm
am
the
the
speaker.
speaker. No, that was pretty funny.
And anyway.
Yeah,
so-
because by the time that you finally registered your eye to your brain as to what you're seeing, the picture's gone.
Yeah.
So something to think about. But that's good feedback too, because otherwise we don't know, how it's coming across.
He may as well have just said, you have a face for radio.
Yeah,
Thanks.
but he didn't.
But it was implied. It was all in the message.
Well, thank you for sending in your bar signs and bumper stickers too. We'll save them because there are some very good ones and we really appreciate the contribution. And then also I saw Mariana's name come through and she actually supplied a picture of one of the recipes that we made. And I think it was just the prior recipe to this gluten-free lasagna. And it was the best buca de beppo lemon chicken recipe, the most popular one that we've done. And she made it and she sent a picture of it and she actually served it with a side of roasted cauliflower and angel hair pasta.
Wow.
And it looked great. The way that the chicken came out was exactly the way that ours looked when it came out of the oven.
Yeah,
So
it's a good meal.
yeah, so I'll try to show you that one next time too. Oh, and another thing I had to show you, here I am saying, and you missed this, and you missed this.
Here's what you're not going to see.
Here's what you're not going to see in this edition of Sunday Funday. The other thing was the you know that Sunday for us is our tradition of BRIE Day. So I had taken and sort of created a little video of all the things that we serve with it.
Oh, right,
So
right,
just to
right,
give
right.
you ideas, if you ever decide to do a really fun appetizer for people and just have a whole lot of variety, because we have a system now that we go through and it's the same things that we add to it, and it
And
really is a meal. I mean, it's
become,
really
has it
well-rounded.
been almost a year we've been
That
doing
we've done it?
Yeah,
Gosh, I don't know. I've lost track of that kind of time.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else was in the. It's funny because sometimes what inspires me for the next conversation is what's
in the
sitting
thing-
in the
in the bar?
staging area. Yeah, so I'm trying to picture what else is down there in the little staging area. But maybe we covered it all. I can't remember.
Go ahead.
I did think of something.
What?
Just to remind you of what else is going to be next weekend, Connie Craig Carroll is going to be joining us as our guest, and that should be really fun. She's got a great Instagram page too. If you have the Instagram app and you want to look her up, all you're doing is looking up the name in the little search box at the top, and it's also free to download that app. But she's going to be our guest, and she'll talk, I'm sure, about the new jewelry line that she introduced on
nice.
HSN.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I have a couple of new products that have come in that I can't wait for the air date, because they send us now that we're doing, all the guests are doing everything via Skype on the shopping channels. At least at this point, we don't know when they're going to open back up where the guests can go back in the studio. But until that time, they send us an email to let us know what the date of our airing is going to be, the date and time. And if you're not going to be in town, you need to be very advanced and give your blackout dates and all that kind of thing. So I'm very anxious for the air dates for these next two things.
Can
that
you
have come
say
in.
what they are or no? Not allowed?
I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
Although I did talk to my parents this morning, and I told my dad what the next one was that came in, and he said, "Oh, how does it work? What does it do? Do I need one?"
I used it
Yes, you did.
already.
Yes, you did. I'll give you a hint as to why. A little injury during basketball.
Tweaked my hamstring this morning,
Yeah,
and something that would help relieve that.
alleviate that pain.
Right.
And I used it actually yesterday after sitting at the computer for 8 hours working on this editing project. And after I got up, and you realize, you've been sitting in one place for 8 hours, my shoulders were killing me. So yeah, we're giving it away without saying what it is.
I think you should just say what it is. All right.
No. I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Okay.
And I also don't know how long it's going to be before it airs. But we're just waiting on a few of the little last-minute tweaks to come through, and then it's going to be a fun launch. It's never been on air before.
And so, in this business, it's always been a challenge, because you have things that are manufactured all over the world, and then they have to come, and then there's delays in shipping. Well, multiply that times 10
Right.
with COVID and how it's restricted factories being able to produce things, and then carriage of bringing it overseas.
Well, and
So
also it's not just the overseas, but it's then combining from different manufacturers all over the world that are making parts
Right.
for the same one
Correct.
piece.
Yeah.
And then that whole thing in trying to get it to come together is also a real challenge.
Yeah.
But our time is already up. Can you believe it?
Even with our late start.
Yeah, even with our late start. But thank you guys for hanging in there with us. And as always, we always go back and read all the comments.
We'll be
answer
back
your
to the
questions.
bar signs next week that you had.
Bar signs and any recipes that you've made. You can always send pictures through Messenger. I don't know if you can send videos that way.
Wait,
Maybe
what
you
is the
can.
date? We have to start countdowning Judy's birthday.
No.
So this is the 21st.
Is it today? Yeah,
So
it is the
10,
21st.
11 days then to your birthday.
Fortunately, it's a little birthday this year, so it won't have to be a huge thing.
There are no little birthdays.
That's true, not anymore. Every birthday is a big birthday. Thanks for joining us, you guys. We'll look forward to seeing you next weekend. It'll be really fun to talk with
And
Connie, too.
maybe it'll work.
I'm hoping so. Have a great day.
All right, bye.
Bye.